She's back.
Why do the wicked ones rule? Why do the wicked ones rule? Their ways of treating people is very cruel. I watch with anger each day by day as police and military have their way. Oh, why do the wicked ones rule? I say, why do the wicked ones rule? I escaped from the hustle of the city into the hills, where you find life's quieter and still. I've time to realize to myself how beautiful this world could be if man could only learn to live in harmony.
Tell me how me sound, family. Tell me how me sound.
Why do the wicked ones rule? I say,
She's back, family. How me sound, how me sound, how me sound. Little bit of fuzz in the background, that's alright. But how the music sound?
why do the wicked ones rule? Why do the wicked ones rule? Their ways of treating people is very cruel. I watch with anger each day by day as police and military have their way. Oh, why?
Welcome back, family. Welcome back. Welcome back. You don't know it's your girl LinQz here, and this is Come Mek We Chat. And you know, say me say who that I mean that I represent the T that my Rasta. So today, we got a lot of things to talk about. We got a lot of things to talk about here on Come Mek We Chat. It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while since you all have seen me and heard from me. But there's a lot of things I gotta talk about. As usual, me talk the thing that when nobody no want to talk about. It's Come Mek We Chat. So let's just get right into the meat of things on today's show. First of all, it's Black History Month. And I definitely want to put my tributes out there. There's so much things going on in this world that sometimes we forget what's really important. And for me, it's more about the people, the life, good life, health, strength, all of that good stuff. For me, it's not about what you have or where you're from or none of that. For me, it's all about living a good life in love, peace, grace, all of that good stuff. Going with my audio, yeah. Them not hear me over there. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Here. I have to make sure the audio is in tune. Gotta make sure everybody is hearing me clear and live and coherent. So just give me 1 second there, family. Give it a one testing. Microphone check. Seems to be well there. Seems to be there. Anyway, we'll figure out the kinks about that on a later date. You don't know, family, it's Come Mek We Chat. You're tuned in with your girl LinQz here. Help if I get out of airplane mode. Always something, isn't there? Alright, family, you don't know, it's Come Mek We Chat, and it's your girl LinQz here, and we are here to talk the things them when nobody no want talk about. We talk it plain, we talk it straight, and we talk it without any apology. Yeah, so we're hoping that everybody out there is doing well in the world. Black History Month. Let's get on topic. What we talking about here? Black History Month. Let's get to it. We here to talk Black History Month. We here to talk the thing that when nobody no want to talk about. First and foremost, if you haven't heard, out there in TV land, apparently they have some new rules where in the Ivory Coast they don't want models wearing weaves, wigs, any sort. Quite funny. Quite funny. this is what's happening. And I know for some women, it'll absolutely be devastating. So let's take a listen and see what's going
Wow.
on
So
from this
Ivory
queen
Coast
here.
has decided that contestants in its natural beauty pageant can no longer wear fake hair. All contestants taking part in Miss Ivory Coast must have natural hair. As someone who's been promoting natural hair and natural beauty since my 20s, and I'm in my 50s now, I think this is really, really welcome news. I've been promoting love of self, love of natural hair for as long as I can remember. But in 2016, I decided to organize a natural beauty pageant. Unfortunately for me, Ghana wasn't ready for it, and so it did not work out. Black people, we are the only people that I know who judge beauty according to looking like other races. Yes, I know black people can have straight hair, but the fact is, not many of us have natural straight hair, especially those of us from Africa who are especially dark skin like me and don't have any mixed blood. You know, the majority of black women who are walking around with this bone straight hair do not have naturally bone straight hair. They want to look like the colonizer because the idea is that beauty means white. And it's so sad. We're the only race that we judge ourselves according to looking as far from us as we can look. Anyway, Cote d'Ivoire, well done on this larger beauty pageant. One day I hope
You
I
know,
can do as well in
she
Ghana.
has a point there. I ain't gonna lie. We're the only race that we base we base beauty off of another race. So shout outs to them. It's Black History Month. They're doing great things. They ban wigs and weaves, and like I said, I know some people are gonna feel the effects of that. But what can you do when you live in a shoe? What can you do when your world is a bubble? You have to just deal with it. So yeah, shout outs to Cote d'Ivoire. And next up, we're gonna get into the fact that racism still exists in this world, in this time, in this space. As sad as it is, people are still suffering from racism and many other races that have experienced it now still don't believe how bad it is for the black community and the melanated people out there in the world. So take a look at this and you'll see what's going on here.
Afterwards, we have with us today Miss Kendra Irving. Miss Irving, how are you?
All right.
Glad to have you on the program. I wish it was under better circumstances. We do want to hear directly from you as to what happened. Obviously, we can see the video, we can see the aggression, the violence, the racism, but give us some background as to that day and what led up to this before the video and during the video.
Okay. On January the 20th of 2025, he came in. I was at the fry station already doing some cleaning. So he was standing up there and waiting for his order to get taken. As I looked at him, glanced at him, he like he was already not in a good mood or whatever. But I didn't know I was up there. So I walked to the back, asked the manager who's up front. She said, I put you up front. So I went up front, said, hey, how you doing? Asked him how, he didn't say, hey, how you doing back? He didn't reply back. He just went on with his order. I asked him what he want. He's like, he wants a roast beef sandwich. And I
So no hey, no good morning, no thank you, no nothing.
said to him that we have two different kinds. We have the beef and cheddar plain, and we have the number two, just beating bread. He said, pick. He said, it didn't matter. Give me one. So I picked it. I asked him, I said, can you check the screen to make sure your order's correct? He like, yeah. Gave me his money. And he gave me his money in the next attitude, but I didn't say nothing to him wrong then. Gave me his money. And as he gave me his money, his cook, I went on back to finish washing dishes or whatever I was doing. And as I come back from the kitchen, He's had already got his food. He's at the lobby out there in the lobby thing, getting sauce or whatever. And came back with the sandwich. She like, this isn't the damn sandwich I ordered, such and such. Bitch can't even get the order right. And so I can explain to him like, sir, I can make the sandwich you want. He started shooting up and he walking back to the lobby. As he walking back to the lobby, he threw something towards me from the lobby while I'm sitting right there behind the counter.
So you hear that he threw something towards her because she didn't make the correct sandwich.
And he threw something towards me. Yes, I threw something back at him because he's throwing at me. Like, why is she throwing at me? I didn't throw nothing at you. Yes, I did throw something at him. That what made him come across the counter when I threw what I threw at him. Came across the counter. He came past the fry. He went past the fry station, pushed me down like by my face, like literally, manly pushed me down. Like I was like, oh my God, I was so totally in shock that when on the video you would see me with the knife in the fry pan because I was like totally shocked. Like this man just.
So you see, he just assaulted her for no reason, and it's okay with him. She's in shock, and her reaction, I think, is warranted.
The county and pushed me down for over an order that I could have fixed. I was like totally shocked. So that's why I had the knife in the fry basket. Get to work. They found out some days later. The managers, they say they didn't know about the incident until some days later. Had me come in, write a statement. That day, the third stage, January 30th, they had me come in, write a statement. I wrote my statement. And they asked me, was I coming back to work? I was like, yes, I'm coming back to work because I have to take care of my son and my bills. I was coming back to work. That Friday, when I got there, I wasn't even on the clock 25 minutes. They called the manager that was on shift and told them to tell me that I was terminated and to get off the clock.
How long have you been employed? Were you employed at Arby's before this happened?
Working there April the 18th, 2022. April 18th of 2025 would have made 3 years.
Almost 3 years. And producers, if we have a graphic of the individual approaching the worker, let's put that up if we have that graphic. At this moment, can you see that graphic? At this moment, when he's that close to you, and it looks as if obviously he's being aggressive again, what was he saying?
Right, he was grabbing my hand, like stab me. He was like grabbing my hand to make the knife like come towards him and stab him, like stab me, stab me, stab me, stab me, stab me. Like, okay, why would I stab you? I wasn't even trying to stab. I was just trying to get him away from around the counter to like get away from out my face workspace area. I wasn't gonna stab.
A hard dang. In this day and age, things like this is still going on. It's horrendous. I mean, I thought we were past that. We were past the stage of racism. We were past the stage of injustice. We were past the stage of all of that. But it's obvious that in the year 2025, you know, many people in the black community still suffer from racism, and it's sad. I don't want to spend too much time dwelling on it because it is Black History Month, and this should be a time of happiness. This should be a time of joy. But unfortunately, we're living in some really sorrowful times, and people are not the same. So I want to bring your attention right now to somebody who I've posted about many times on my social media. Her name is Ali Carter. She's speaking up because she is a victim of human trafficking. And let's hear a little bit more about her story, okay?
Opulence and exclusivity. These gatherings were marked by a sense of unpredictability. Anything could happen.
Talking Diddy parties
and
here.
often,
Diddy
the evening
parties.
would spiral into chaos. For some, it was the place to be, a symbol of success and high status. But according to Ali Carter, these parties took a sinister turn. She claims that beneath the surface of these glamorous gatherings lay an undercurrent of manipulation and exploitation,
We're talking
drawing
Diddy
in
parties
some of
here. We're
Hollywood's
talking
most
Diddy parties,
powerful
family.
figures. The allegations of tunnels and secret networks. One of the most shocking aspects of Carter
YouTube. Don't do that.
Carter's claims is her description of the
things,
tunnels
then.
beneath the Hollywood elite's properties. She alleges that Diddy, in particular, had access to a hidden network of tunnels that connected his mansion to other exclusive locations, including the infamous Playboy Mansion. These secret passageways were not just physical structures. According to Carter, one of the most shocking aspects of Carter's claims is her description of the tunnels beneath the Hollywood elite's properties. She alleges that Diddy, in particular, had access to a hidden network of tunnels that connected his mansion to other exclusive locations, including the infamous Playboy Mansion. These secret passageways were not just physical structures. According to Carter, they served as a conduit for a darker side of the entertainment industry. These tunnels were reportedly used to transport celebrities in and out of exclusive parties, away from the watchful eyes of the media and the public. But according to Carter, these parties were not the glamorous, star-studded affairs they appeared to be on the surface. Instead, they were breeding grounds for corruption and moral decay.
You hear that, family? It's not a star-studded event like you think. It's not all fun. It's not all games. It's not all roses. There's some sinister things going on at these parties, and I've been talking about it. And I will continue to talk about the sinister things going on at these parties. There's some crazy things. It's not all fun. It's not all games. It's not all party.
With powerful figures engaging in activities that many would find deeply disturbing. Denzel Washington, the unexpected witness. One of the most surprising names mentioned in Carter's testimony is legendary actor Denzel Washington. Known for his impeccable reputation and commitment to strong moral values, Washington has always been regarded as a figure of integrity within Hollywood. But according to Carter, even Denzel was not immune to the allure of Diddy's world, at least for one night. Carter recounts an incident from the early 2000s when Denzel Washington and his wife Paulette were invited to one of Diddy's extravagant parties. At first, the event seemed to be nothing more than a typical Hollywood bash, luxurious, filled with celebrities and radiating glamour. However, as the night wore on, things began to take a darker turn. According to Carter, the behavior at the party began to escalate in ways that made Denzel uncomfortable. The atmosphere became charged with tension, and it was clear that the party was no longer about fun and entertainment. It had become something else entirely. Denzel, who is known for his outspoken faith and unwavering principles, reached his breaking point early in the morning. Witnesses claim that he confronted Diddy directly, shouting that he did not respect
you hear that,
anyone.
Fiddy? You hear that? Denzel confronted Diddy, but you were still at the party, bro.
Before storming out of the party with his wife. What exactly happened during the party to trigger this reaction remains unclear, but the incident has become an important part of the narrative surrounding Diddy's secretive gatherings. For Denzel, it was a reminder that some stars refuse to play by the industry's corrupt rules, no matter the price. The ties between Diddy and Jay-Z. Another prominent figure caught up in these allegations is Jay-Z, the rap mogul and business tycoon.
And then just to the right in these trees, just on the left side of this fence, that's where this thing is. This is a prison cell. Only kids are being held down here.
And they brought me into the camp and showed me the underground bunker. It was basically a giant plastic container with a hole only small enough for a child to crawl in and out of. And it was angled in such a way, and it was buried underground, that a small child that was in there could not have gotten out on their own.
They're having them slide up.
There's a child's vanity and a hospital toilet. That looks like a child's car seat. Strollers and children's toys and clothing and food packets and stuff like that. So clearly children had been kept here. All right, so with these straps. But one thing that was really disturbing was there were arm restraints, wrist restraints on two trees angled like this to where friends of mine that are investigators that do a lot of stuff on the border say, Craig, that's a rape tree. That looks exactly like wrist restraints for a rape tree. It doesn't look like anything else. This is clearly a disturbing and wrongful thing.
My God. Clearly disturbing is an understatement. A guaranteed understatement. This is beyond insane. And it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. So let's dig a little bit deeper into this issue here, because it does get worse. It does get worse.
Black closed decades ago is now turning a simple fix into a complex project. And 41 Action News anchor Richard Sharp takes us into the tunnel to see it before it's ever changed. Richard?
Yeah, we're here at 27th and Cleveland. You can see the road closed here. But look, just past the road closed signs, and you can see these big metal plates on huge holes. What engineers and repair crews found here, they say, is rare. It was supposed to be an easy fix. A couple days and done. Have you ever seen anything like this?
I've never seen pedestrian tunnels like this in Kansas City ever.
When crews dug up a leaking 16-inch water main at 27th and Cleveland, it led them.
Did they just say tunnels? They just said tunnels.
To this. So right now we're right underneath the intersection.
Right in the middle.
A tunnel to the city's past, closed off for decades. It was built so children wouldn't have to walk across what was once a busy street to the Greenwood School, once one of the biggest elementaries in the district.
I get a lot of customers say they used to go to school across the street. They said it used to be real clean, lit up, looked real nice.
A lot of people remember the tunnel, but no one seems to know exactly when it was built. Best guess by repair crews, the 1940s. But get this, the water main that went underneath.
How many kids went missing in those schools? And where are they now?
The tunnel was dated to 1904. One of the most interesting things about these tunnels is the layout. It's just like an X, like an intersection, but it's set up at a different angle. So if you wanted to go just across the street, the kids would have had to come down one hallway and go down another. The tunnel was closed off sometime in the 80s, according to locals, fenced off for good. Sort of.
Oh man, homeless, rats, cats, the trash. First we thought it was a basement to our building, but as we went down there, it was the tunnels. That's the first time, in my history that I've seen this.
Now, this tunnel will be split up to make way for a new water main.
Yeah.
So you're going to basically plow through this wall and continue it down the middle of the street.
Right.
Wow.
So this is what's going on. There's a whole underground network connected to these disappearing children. And it's getting worse. We don't know where they are. We don't know where these kids are. We don't know if they're safe, if they're okay, what's going on. Where are these kids? But moving on. I want to put a disclaimer in this video before I start this video, because it's not for kids. Viewer discretion is advised. Please remove your kids from the TV screen. This is some serious stuff.
Off so much because you seen what happened to the grooming gang, where the police didn't even want to do anything. The police were arresting the fathers who wanted to get their daughters out of the house where they're getting raped. Yes, that's how bad this video really is, because that could also happen to your daughters and police won't do anything about it. This video is a guy getting married to an 11-year-old girl. 11-year-old girl. Yes, he's getting married, for God's sake. He has his suit.
11-year-old girl. In what part of God's world is that okay?
Yes, and he's getting on his knees. Yes, he has a ring. For God's, he has a ring. A ring. And he gets on his knees. He turns the girl around. He puts the ring on the little girl's finger. Yes, he hugs her. Then he brings it out after hugging her. Then he kisses her. Yes, that's the video you're about to watch. And I'm sure if you're a parent and you have little girls, you'll be very worried, because the police here will not protect you, given what you've seen so far by the grooming gang. So viewer discretion advised. With that big warning done, let's watch this video. As I mentioned, viewer discretion advised, because it is very brutal.
That's a child. That's a child. She's crying. She's crying because she cannot. This is not what she wants. She's young, she's full of life, she's a baby. This is not what she wants. She has to do it. That man, whatever it is that her parents may owe you, or whatever grievance your family may have against their family, whatever position of power you may hold in life, that is sick. You are a sick man to marry this little girl.
He actually put a ring on her finger. He didn't know what finger to put it on. He put it on the wrong finger first. He put it on the wrong finger again. Then another person told him, actually, it's this little one here, you know, close to the very end, is this one. Then you put it there. And why is there so many people watching, clapping? There's kids there, for God's sake.
I agree.
What they're
Why
thinking?
is
Do
there
they
so
think,
many
I'm going to
people
be
there
next?
just
I need to start
sitting,
looking for husbands
watching?
soon. Whoa, what is going on? A lot of people are saying this is a birthday party. He's just a nice father who just kissed his daughter. No, it's not. A lot of people are saying that. Some people are saying, oh, this is just a lovely event that happened and he happened to kiss the daughter. Why? He happened to kiss the kid. Then why is he putting a ring on her finger? This is questions that I want answer. Yes, I want answers to these questions.
Nobody looks happy in that video. Nobody looked happy in that video. There's another video coming up that's... Let's look at it.
Questions. It gets even worse. Because the next video I'm going to play you will just... This one just... This girl got strangled. A little girl got strangled. You want to know why? Because she was refusing to sign the marriage certificate. She refused to get married to this old man. So guess what? They are strangling her, trying to get her to sign. They are picking her up, trying to get her to sign. The little girl don't want to sign the marriage certificate because she knows after she signs that, she's gone. Her freedom will be gone. And it's so sad because those guys who are doing this to those countries, it could be Morocco, it could be Egypt, it could be Syria, it could be Sudan, it could be all these Muslim countries, it could be any of those, right? Those same people are the ones coming in this country. And you wanna know why? They're getting caught every single time trying to talk to young girls. And that's why the grooming gang kept on going up and up and up. And that's why it's a big scandal that the Labour Party don't want people to know about. Because they know who they are bringing into the country. And this is their attitude. I want to show you this video. It's a sad video. Because this girl almost died. She looks like she passed out, being forced to sign this marriage certificate. But we're going to get back to this wedding. Just hold the wedding. Just hold that video in your head. We're going to get back to it. And why that is accepted. And why that is becoming a normal thing in those parts of the world. But I also want to show you this one being forced to sign her marriage certificate. So they are forcing this girl. They are literally doing everything. Look at the guy strangling the girl. Look at this guy. He's strangling the girl, trying to knock her out. She went out. She passed out. Then she...
I honestly have no words. I have no words to describe how disgusting this is. And the only thing that comes to my mind is, where are the children? Where are the children now?
Came back alive again. She came back conscious. She's crying. She's like, no, I don't want to get married to this old man. I don't want to. Sign. The aunties are like, sign this paper right now. Sign this paper right now. She doesn't want to get married. For God's sake. They are doing everything possible to get her to sign this marriage certificate. She doesn't want to. Because she knows as soon as she gets married to this big uncle, her life will be gone. She can't do all the childish things she wanted to do. She can't go to school. She can't do all this because she's going to be sitting there with 7 kids and she'll have nothing forward to look up to apart from just feeding the kid. And
See, we have to understand that this is the time that we're living in. We're living in a time where these things are happening, and as much as people pretend as if they care and everything is okay, it's not. There are thousands, hundreds of thousands, if not even millions of children that are being abused in different ways. They're being molested, they're being raped. There's a whole underground industry dedicated to this. We've heard from various people that there are underground cities. A lot of the wealthy people were coming out and saying they're building underground. So it's apparent that there is something going on underground. We need to find out what it is. We need to find out where these children are. Where are they? Where are they? Thank God for Ali Carter. She's come out and she let us know. And she even predicted the fires in California. Do you think there's a possibility that some underground connections could have been burnt out? Is that possible? Sounds possible to me the way things have been going. Anyway, family, this is just me passing through. Saying hello to everybody, seeing how y'all doing. And you know, I wouldn't be able to leave you all in peace if I didn't talk about Ontario politics. You gotta get it. So, up next, as you know, the government of Ontario has given us $200, hoping that we will vote to keep this tyranny that we have going on in the country. I don't know. I'm not telling you how to vote. I'm not here to tell you how to vote. I'm just here to say one thing. What I believe is in the best interests of Canadians is a reduction on employment taxes, a reduction on income tax, maybe an increase on payouts, affordable housing, a reduction on property tax, a reduction on home sales. I've watched home sales increase by like 1,000%, if not more, in my lifetime. When I was in my 20s, which was maybe 20 years ago or so, houses were $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. Those same houses are $1 million right now. Something's got to be done about that, because the cost of the homes is increasing, but the size of the home is decreasing. Meaning, there's a lot more condominiums available now, and even the size of the condominiums are not the same as they used to be. When condominiums were first being built, you would have 2-floor condominiums, luxury style, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000 square foot units. Now, you're lucky if you get 1,000 square feet. This is not the Canadian way. I also think that we need to vote for a government that's not so hopped up on privatizing all of our services, you know, like healthcare, transportation, licensing, and services like that. The government needs to be accountable for those things, you know, your ID, who's driving on. The government needs to be more accountable for those things. Because in delegating the responsibility to another corporation or organization, especially a private organization, you now put them in the position where they have to meet the demands that you no longer want to assume the responsibility for. And in order to get paid whatever amount you've agreed upon, they have to meet those responsibilities. Otherwise, they're fined, right? And that does two things. Those fines take away from employees, and they also create an environment of cutting corners. In other words, finding the fastest way to meet the demand that is impossible to meet under the terms that we have agreed to. And this is why in the licensing system you have so many people, especially employees, that are frustrated, ready to leave. The company has the right to employ tactics of racism, discrimination, abuse, retaliatoryism, but the work is not done, nor is it done efficiently. Canada is the only place that you've heard of bidding wars for apartments. Like literally, 10 people call for this apartment. Well, somebody just offered $2,500 for this apartment that I have listed at $2,200, but if you want to give me $2,600, I'll forget about them. That doesn't seem ridiculous. I also want you to take a look at the quality of food that is now in your stores and supermarkets, the quality of clothing, how unreliable they are. I want you to look at the market that we live in, and our economic market, and the fact that there are a few major companies that have control of most of the market. Those things we also need to take into consideration on election day. I also want you to take into consideration that pension and disabilities is not enough to cover the costs of those that are receiving those benefits, as well as our veterans. Those are the things that I want you to think about when you go to vote. I also want you to remember that your country is not for sale, and it might be a great idea to start investing in our infrastructure, in technology, in our military, for Christ's sake. When was the last time we put money into we spend so much money on the police, who have developed this attitude that they control the streets more than they are there to protect them. But we still keep pumping money into them. Why not put some money into our defense? Like, how are we going to defend our country against attack? Because it seems like that's a terrible issue as well. So yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about politics. Let's hear what's going
Send money
on
overseas
in
with no hidden
Canadian
fees,
politics.
and it could be up to 3.
Good evening. It's now official. Ontarians will be going to the polls in less than a month.
The province's lieutenant governor signed the writ this morning, giving the go-ahead to the snap election. The formalities are now complete and the stage is set for Election Day. Mark your calendars on Thursday, February 27th. You can have your say on the
Thursday, February 27th. We just got a check for $200. I guess you're gonna vote for the guy who sent the check and forget about all the things I just spoke about earlier.
future of Ontario. CTV's Siobhan Morris is live at Queen's Park tonight with more on how the parties have kicked off their campaigns. Siobhan.
Well, the leaders did it all at the same time, 10 o'clock this morning, and some found out pretty quickly there are some challenges to campaigning in the wintertime, something Ontario hasn't done in over 140 years. Today, leaders were trying to establish what this campaign will be about.
The campaign RVs are rolling in a rare wintertime election. Doug Ford launching his campaign in the shadow of the Ambassador Bridge, linking Windsor and Detroit, a symbol of his justification for a vote more than a year ahead of schedule.
I'm asking the people for a strong, stable, 4-year mandate to do whatever it takes to protect Ontario.
With 25%.
All right, I gotta stop it when I hear this guy's voice because, quite frankly, I get super duper annoyed. This man does not represent the people of Ontario. He doesn't represent you, he doesn't represent me, he doesn't represent us, and it doesn't matter what demographic or social background you're from. He does not have your best interests at heart. His opinion of the country is it's for sale, and the highest bidders, which happen to be some partners and friends of his, are the buyers. Let's get into it.
Tariffs on Canadian goods expected to take effect in a matter of days. The Progressive Conservative leader thinks this election is about one question.
Who do you trust to take care of the people of Ontario and the businesses and the workers when times get tough?
Going door to door in Markham, the Liberal leader says this campaign isn't about Donald Trump. It isn't about tariffs.
This is an election about accountability of Doug Ford and what he hasn't delivered that he has promised to Ontarians,
including a promise to better access.
No, this is not about accountability of Doug Ford. This is about accountability of you politicians to Canadians for how you have destroyed the country. Let's start making sense, Canada. This is not about Doug Ford, you, Bonnie, or anybody else. This is about all of you coming together collectively and proving to us, the public, that you care about us and that you care about whether we eat, sleep, whatever. So let's hear what she has to say.
Access to health care, something Crombie spotlighted in her first campaign stop in Barrie, where 55,000 people don't have a doctor. It's where Crombie took a dig at Ford's recent headwear while sporting some of her own.
You can't slap a label on a hat and pretend you're a leader. Real leaders fix health care.
Fighting her first election as opposition leader, Marit Stiles is.
I agree with her there. Fix healthcare. There's no more family doctor practices. Everything is a clinic, which means you're treated like a number. You run in, you run out. How many numbers, how many health card numbers can we process today? This is the amount of customers we're going to take on. And then you're told, oh, we can only see you for one issue at a time. So if you break your neck and you break your arm, which one do you want us to treat today? You got a cold and you have asthma? Well, which one do you want us to treat? We're not treating both, which is ridiculous.
Is making the case for change.
Doug Ford doesn't deserve a third term. It's time for a premier who is on your.
I'll give it to her there. I agree with that. Doug Ford does not deserve another term. But will you be better? Are you better? That's what we want to know. Or is it just more lip service like you all have been doing for generations.
Or side.
With new ideas to tackle Ontarians' priorities, Stiles unconvinced Ford is a master negotiator.
How do we expect Doug Ford to take on tariffs and fight Donald Trump when he can't even get you a family doctor?
Let me show you why I stopped paying for all my other sample libraries. This is Arcade by Output. This thing has sounds, samples, instruments, effects, everything you could ever need all in one place. I remember
Guelph, the Green Party leader says over the next 28 days,
we're not going to allow the premier to run from his record.
Aiming to grow his seat count in the legislature.
I think people in
Now, believe it or not, I'm kind of feeling this party because they seem to not only care for the environment, but for the people, and not just the upper echelon in society. They care about the little guy too.
rural Ontario especially are sick and tired of a government that takes them for granted, ignores them, has abandoned them.
Because he says Ford has been focused on Toronto problems like bike lanes, the 401, and Ontario Place.
Launching her campaign, the NDP leader...
Now, pause for a second there. Let's talk about these bike lanes. Can somebody please slap the person who decided to take 4 lanes of traffic and turn it into 2 lanes with a bike lane and then complain that there's a traffic problem in the city? Of course there's a traffic problem. You took 2 full, active, useful lanes of traffic out of the roadway. And every other day, today on this side of the street they have construction, tomorrow the next side of the street they have construction. That is also creating an issue with traffic. And then the worst part is that they are doing this road work, and when it's done, the road is in worse condition than it was before they started. Make it make sense, please.
made a pitch to former Liberal voters, suggesting their leader, Bonnie Crombie, is something closer to a Conservative who would feel at home in Doug Ford's cabinet. Reporting live from Queen's Park, I'm Siobhan Morris. Michelle, back to you.
Thank you, Siobhan. And Elections Ontario says the early election call does present challenges, but the province's electoral body says it is ready.
Staff across the province are working diligently to set up 124 local voting offices.
And this is the next thing. They got to get those prepared. They've got to prepare those voting stations. They got to hire staff. They have to be trained. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And it may be part of an ulterior plan to win the election by default, just due to lack of readiness and preparedness.
Her, I was self-taught.
And I want to thank Sean and John and the great team at PWXT for hosting us today. Thank you. And I know there's a whole bunch of you in the back room. We'll say hello to everyone.
All right.
I'm just so thrilled to have your...
So let's hear what Doug Ford has to say. He is obviously the man of the hour, Mr. Minister Extraordinaire. Let's hear what he has to say, because this is This is ridiculous.
Support and thank you for your partnership. I'm thrilled to be back in beautiful Oakville alongside your Ontario PC candidate, Stephen Crawford. And I'm going to tell you about Stephen Crawford. He's done incredible things for this community, no matter if it's making sure we see economic growth. He's done great things for the ministry that he represents on mining. That's our future, the critical minerals, and making sure we're going to continue having a loud voice at Queen's Park to keep our streets safe. And Stephen Lecce, thank you, Stephen. I call Stephen the Energizer Bunny, because ever since he's been the Minister of Energy, things have been going just full steam, and thank you. And the more you do, the more work we have for our friends at BWXT. Well, folks, last night we got some news. President Trump said he'll impose 25% tariffs on aluminum and steel today. The target of his
Yeah, I think I've had enough of him already. So we heard what he wants to do. He wants to go tit for tat with Donald Trump and have this pocket billiard conference between the two of them to figure out who has the biggest set of kahunas, and that doesn't help the people at all. What you need to start doing is investing in your own Canadian infrastructure, in your own Canadian military, in your own Canadian development, in your own Canadian technology. I mean, I travel a lot, and a lot of the places I go, even when you go into the stores, the selection is so much broader than it is here. The reason for that is, like I said, there's a few companies with a monopoly on the Canadian business, especially when it comes to media and telecom. And you know, look at the big issue with America and TikTok, because TikTok is not American owned. This is the type of mindset that maybe the Canadian government needs to get back to. It's the longest time I haven't seen any new up and coming Canadian stores that are booming here in Canada. But anyway, let me end it off with the song that I started off with, because I love to hold our vibes. It's always about good vibration, Rasta love, Rasta energy. You don't know I mean, say who that I mean, that I represent the T-Dot by the Rasta.
Why do the wicked ones rule?
Why?
Why do the wicked ones rule?
When it's nice, we gotta play it twice like sugar and spice. Musical hits to make you jump, twist and turn like your skin get burned. Rasta energy, you know? That's how we do it.
Why do the wicked ones rule? Why do the wicked ones rule? Their ways of treating people is very cruel. I watch with anger each day by day as police and military have their way. Oh, why?
You know, so I have to pull it up
Why
again.
do the wicked ones?
Because sometimes certain songs just give you energy. Yeah, I feel listening 2, 3, 4 times, yeah?
Why do the wicked ones rule? Why do the wicked ones rule? Their ways of treating people
Son of the Most High, Jah Rastafari. Our heart shall correspond and beat it in one harmony. Sounds from the burning spear.
This is Come Mek We Chat, family. We getting ready to wind down and sign out. Talk the thing that nobody don't want to talk about. Jeez, but it's nice we gotta play it twice like Sugar and Spice.
Son of the Most High, Jah Rastafari.
I saw you know the tune them last forever, man. Real tune, real artist, real energy. Rasta energy, you see me? Can't let go that.
Sipping from the cup of peace, chant down a Babylon, chant down Babylon, chant down a Babylon, chant down Babylon. Give thanks and praise, give thanks and praise. Give thanks and praise. Give thanks and praise to the Lord.